Okay, guys, I think I may be live. I might be live. We'll see. Yep, we're live. We're in there like swimwear, guys. So excited. Okay, so let's talk, ladies. Let's talk. First of all, let's talk about what has gone on this week. Okay, this has been such a busy week for Masterly. I am so happy with the response that we've gotten with our program. Basically, our program is centered around helping new entrepreneurs, service-based business entrepreneurs, women, minority women, to gain first clarity in their business. Okay, gain clarity, just go through the entire process of having a defined client journey map. And then the second portion of our program is centered around helping you to build systems around your client journey and your client experience. And then the last part is about helping you to automate anything that you can. Okay, now we always have to automate just enough to where you still remain very human to your customers, but you want to automate to optimize efficiency as much as possible. So today we're going to go over different ways that we can eliminate overwhelm. But first, I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit about what eliminating overwhelm has done for me. Okay, so I posted a little bit about this in on my Facebook wall. But basically, I am so thankful for everything that I've learned in business. It has taken me 3 years to learn everything that I'm teaching you guys in 90 days. Okay, so I came from a home where I mean, it was a happy home in that both parents loved us, right? And they gave everything that they could to us. But my parents didn't really care for each other. Like we're in the same roof and everything else, but like my parents just literally put up with each other. And so you can tell, I mean, you can definitely tell that they were very much so like, hey, this is my responsibility. This is your responsibility. Let's take care of these kids. So it wasn't until high school that I even saw a relationship that worked, a relationship where people actually liked each other. I mean, and I'm not joking, that actually even liked each other, because my parents didn't seem to really like each other. So it was something about that, like seeing two people that actually loved each other after years of marriage, right? And realizing to myself that that was even possible, right? Something in me changed that day when I met that couple in high school. Okay. And ever since then, I knew that that's what I wanted. Now, that's not to say that I immediately found a great guy and settled down and got married and had 2 kids. No, sis. Like I went through a whole bunch of losers. Honey, I went through some losers. Okay. But I was able to walk away from all those situations because I ultimately always decided to myself, that's not what I wanted. Right. So I may have spent time, wasted time, actually, wasted time with all of these losers. And don't worry, I'm getting to the point. I spent all this time, wasted time with all these losers. One of them cheated, another one was abusive, another one, like I went through the ringer when it came to men, guys, because I didn't have a direct example. I did not have a direct example of what love and respect and a healthy relationship should look like. I just didn't have that. And I'm not putting my parents down. They did an absolutely great job based off of what they knew. Ultimately, all we can do as parents is do our best to mitigate through our own issues and hope that we don't pass along things, right? So all we can do is try to make our kids better than we were, right? So I think my parents did that successfully. So I give them so much gratitude for everything that they were able to achieve. Okay, so one thing I always knew I wanted was to have my kids grow up seeing love, right? Being grossed out with us kissing and all these other things. And so I looked for somebody who I felt I could bring that I could build that with. And I think I have these moments now because I have 2 kids. I have a little boy who's 6, about to turn 7, and I have a 4-year-old. And I have these moments now where I'm just so thankful. Like I'm just so like, thank you, God, right? Like, thank you, God, because he saw me worthy, right? He saw me worthy of blessing me with exactly what I thought I wanted. And it's just so much better than I thought it would be, right? And my journey wasn't exactly what I would have hoped it would be. At all. I definitely took the scenic route, but in classic form, I still always end up in the right place, right? So My kids get to be grossed out when I call my husband my caramel drop. Like he gets, you know, like, it's caramel. Yes, it is. Okay. Caramel to me. So my point in all of this is I have worked really, really, really hard to balance my business and really make time for the things that I care about. I have really, really, really worked hard at streamlining everything and making sure that everything was defined. Every step and every process is defined and documented, and everything flows, that even when an automation fails, it's okay, sis, I'm gonna send that right over. Here's the next step in that process. And let me go ahead and check on that automation and see what happened. I'm able to balance having 2 kids. I only really work 3 days a week now. I have 2 kids. I only work 3 days a week. I'm married, so I spend a lot of time with my husband. We do day dates sometimes. We sneak off and you know, just go enjoy life together at times. And we're able to do that because I have been able to work my own program, go through all these steps that I teach you guys, ultimately through understanding who you serve, understanding how you serve them, understanding which, you know, how to systematically deliver your services, and then understanding to automate the things that just don't require that automated touch. Okay, so that is what I am offering. That's what I am offering to everybody. And the beta clients who have entered the program already are just so fired up and so excited. I am so appreciative and even just in awe at how much need there was for the program. Literally every single person I told about this program joined. Literally every single person, every single person I told about this program, they joined, okay? Because I was able to show them conclusively what the transformation would be in 90 days. And the beta program has absolute crazy value. I'll tell you guys about it towards the end of this live. But to eliminate overwhelm, you have to be able to understand. We talked about last time I went live, we talked about your client avatar. How does that even build into eliminating overwhelm? Sis, because when things are defined and when you understand who you're talking to and how to talk to them, you can eliminate a lot of the other noise. Okay, like for instance, I love working with minority women. Okay, I love working with minority women because I understand them. I can talk to them real. I could be like, sis, like, what are you doing? That's not, you know, like, I can talk to them real. We can have a conversation and it can feel like 2 friends. And that's what my sessions generally feel like. It's just 2 friends. I've had clients call me and just say, hey, like, I'm having a hard day. I just need some of your positivity. I got you, sis. I got you, sis. We're going to do affirmations. Okay. So I'm just telling you that when you're able to quiet the noise and you're able to really laser focus on what it is that you're delivering and how you're delivering it and have a systematic boop, 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 a point process to something, then you're not spending time spinning your wheels trying to figure everything out all the time. You can cut to the chase. Okay. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm like borderline ADHD. My husband will agree. I'm borderline ADHD. So I like to cut to the point, right? Because I am very much so like, I need to get this done, this done, this done. So I am very structured because I get easily distracted. I tend to be very, very structured and systematic, and things need to get done this way so that I can move on to the next thing, right? Because things can only have my attention for so long. So this is what we developed, and it's such a beautiful thing. So the tips that I have for you for eliminating overwhelm: understand who you serve. Who do you serve? I understand that your service and your product, whatever, could benefit everybody. I understand that. That's how everybody feels, right? When they go into business, oh, you know, everybody can buy my product or everybody can buy my service. While that's true, you need to focus on one person that you enjoy helping the most. Okay. Who are you most passionate about helping? I get fired up about seeing results when I see people who look like me winning and that I had any part of it. Like, it fires me up, guys. I'm like, yes, like, let's go, sis. Like, let's do this together. That is my safe place. That is my peace. I love that. Right? You don't want to be in rooms that make you uncomfortable. You don't want to be in situations that make you uncomfortable. You started your business so that your passion could grow, so that you could share it with the world, right? So you need to figure out who it is that you're most passionate about helping, okay? And then we're going to research this person. We're going to understand this person. We're going to understand where they hang out. We're going to understand how they speak, what their pain points are. We have to research this person. We have to really understand this person, because we may even have to tweak our offering, tweak our service to really serve this person, right? You may have to add to your offering. You may have to take away from it. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they don't have time. Maybe you have to like change exactly how you deliver it. Like you have to, okay, this is essentially what I'm offering, but this is who I'm offering it to. So I'm going to make adjustments to better serve this person. Okay, and that should be something that you kind of circle back around to and make sure that you're doing on a consistent basis. Okay, so based off of what it is that you're serving and how you want to serve it, then you're going to select your systems. A lot of the times people select systems and try to make the process fit the system, right? Don't do that, sis. Like, just don't do that. Develop the process first. Because when you go out there and you ask people, hey, what's the best platform for XYZ? Everybody's going to have their opinion, but those are opinions, right? And they may be opinions based off of how they serve their clients. If you don't serve your client the same way, if you don't have the same client avatar that they do, then their input or their insight into the best platform is not going to serve you, sis. It's not going to serve you. So what you should use is what's best going to fit your process. Develop your process first and then select your system. Okay. So now that you have your system, awesome. Let's figure out how to best utilize this system with your process. Okay, so for instance, you have new clients. Let's develop your onboarding process within the system. Let's then figure out your service administration in the system. Then let's figure out how to offboard your clients in this system when your services are done. Right, so that's what we would build in that second section of everything, including your website and everything else. You want everything to work together. Nobody wants to use 10 different programs in order to run their business. Essentially, what you can do within this program is we're going to build one essential system. And if you want to use other ones, fine, you have that option. If you want to use Dubsado, if you want to use Calendly, if you really love those different programs, by all means, sis, it's your business at the end of the day, right? So you're essentially going to build a centralized place, though, to house your marketing and your business operations. Okay, so now we have clarity. Now we're working on systems. Awesome. This is going to be configured exactly how you work. The last part of this is, now let's see, now that everything is programmed in, everything is defined, it's systematic, let's figure out what parts of this we can automate. This is the funnest part for me. This is the funnest part for me because it's something that most people can't do, and it's very, very, very complicated in some ways. So it takes some testing, it takes some tweaking, it takes and sometimes you really have to go back and you have to change the process. So it's fun for me in the level of complexity that goes into it, but also in the almost instant result that you get from automation. I love automation, right? Like I had to make sure that at one point in my business, I over automated and I had to correct, right? So I've learned that yes, you can over automate. Sis, you can over automate. So you have to find that perfect balance in that last part of our process. So by the time you finish in the program, you're going to have a client avatar. You're going to have a message, the way that you speak to people. You're going to understand how your service addresses their pain points. You're going to have a direct client journey, meaning you know how to get them into your pipeline and all the way to conversion. Then you're going to have a systematic approach for how you're going to serve them. And lastly, you're going to leverage automation so that you can work just 2 to 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. You can decide to put your family first. You can decide to take care of yourself. You can take your warm bath and have your glass of wine in the middle of the day, sis. I won't tell. Okay, whatever you decide to do, you take control back of your life. Okay, and at the end of the day, your gift, whatever that is, if you're a life coach, a wellness coach, whatever it is that you are, your gift can now better serve your clients because you're not overwhelmed with systems. You're not overwhelmed with administrative work. You're not overwhelmed with all this other stuff. And guess what? When you are ready to scale, okay, when the automation is not quite enough and you have so much going on that you're like, I still want to work 3 days a week, but I have more clients, and you're ready to scale, your processes are so well defined and you only have one system that you need to train people on. So, I mean, the idea of how much money and time this is actually going to save overall is obscene. Okay. And this is why everybody who found out about the program immediately enrolled. Okay, so this is just a beta round. In about 90 days from now, once we finish with beta and collecting all the information and making adjustments to the program, we will do official launch. And that is now set for June. Okay, so we are so excited. Even if you decide that the program isn't right for you, still, sis, understand who you serve, understand how you eliminate their pain points, understand how they get from point A, which is learning about you, all the way to point Z, which is converting. Okay. Well, actually, point Z, converting over and over, a loyal customer. Okay. So how do they get from point A to point Z? That has to be a very defined process. Most of this does not happen by chance. A lot of people don't understand why they're not getting conversions. And it's because, sis, you haven't even defined the process. You don't even understand how they get through your pipeline. Okay. Then we're going to understand, what's that opt-in, what's going to get them to actually understand more about you? What is that no-brainer first offer? Is that a lead magnet? Is that a quiz? Like, what is that offer that's going to get them into your ecosphere? Okay. Then the next thing is your system. Let's design your system. And even if you, like I said, if you don't go into the program, fine, but look at things like Dubsado, look at things like Honeybook, look at some of these popular systems and see if they fit the way you work. Don't pick one just because it's popular though. Look at a lot of them and look which one fits the way you actually work, even if it means trying a lot of them and seeing which one's the closest fit. Okay, so that's the next part of the second phase. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to test and you're going to actually start putting together what your offer is in a map. So you have offer map. Okay. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start automating. Okay. You're going to become an automation powerhouse. So by the time you finish doing all of these things, you have clarity, you have systems, and you have automated everything that you can. And you are on your way to full-blown success because you have eliminated most of the common roadblocks that everybody goes through in their business. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Easter. I'm excited for Easter, and I'm excited for you to start taking care of yourself, eliminating that overwhelm, and getting back to what's truly important. I look forward to talking to you guys again next week. It's always going to be the same time. Sis was a little bit, I was a little bit late today because I had to get my coffee. Okay, y'all, I had to get my coffee. So sis is going to try to do better. Sis is going to try to do better next time and actually be on time. But I appreciate you guys.